Всем привет, мы в Силверглене. Давайте узнаем о тайнах этого городка.
Hello and welcome to our shop. I am the son of the proprietor. You've probably noticed that my mother Nadia and I aren't from around here. No. We traveled rather far from our hometown to plant new roots here in Ma's a bit intense, to be sure. Set in her ways, but fiercely loyal to the family. Help her out and you've got a friend for life. Cross her, and you'll be better off. My father was a good man, equal in character to his wife. His death nearly destroyed us, Ma and me. Hello again, or Dua Salutoin, as we say in our homeland.
Don't work too hard now, dearest. You've been hammering away for hours.
Mara, my sweet, I do wish you'd stop interrupting me.
Farma Malbenita! A source hunter in Silverglen. I have traveled mile on top of mile to find help. My story? Well, this is no small. I believe Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of other workers, Lawrence knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered miners to continue. Many men, my Ben among them, become my son Sebi and I travel from our home to find truth. But this has proven not so easy. My sweet little Pomargo Vizago, my darling Ben. We got along like... We wait with hearts like stones for some months. And one day, we see familiar figure moving. We help him inside and set him to rest. But he was in terrible condition. When his father died, Sebi became restless. Being of the age, he joined army and go straight to front line. There we saw special legionnaire using strange weapon. And this legionnaire soon come to my tent. I come to Silverglen to discover truth. And here I find Lawrence, that arrogant man, conducts his business without apologize to any. Exactly this. Please, source hunter, you must help me prove that Lawrence made his workers to mine deadly tenebrium. For translation is difficult, but it means something like, if you fail, I will plant cherry tree and haunt your grandbaby beneath branches. Good luck. I will do my best to give answers, source hunter. I have not found scrap of civilization among these apes. Sebi longs for heaping plate of my face. As for neighbors, well, those cultists would run. May Zalmoxis strike him down, the murderer! I have one goal in Silverglen, to make him share in the suffering he caused. I am certain nothing natural could cause such terrible disease at mere touch. If you ask me, I say dark mad, a terrible disease. It transforms flesh of living into flesh of corpse, while infected person still lives. Arms grow black.
Ну чё, Надюха говорит, что тут заставляют шахтеров тринабриум какой-то добывать. Это гнилью они все заражаются специально. Надо это доказать. Будем стараться.
Don't work too hard now, dearest. You've been hammering away for hours.
For the love of the gods, Mara, let it go.
А вот эта книжица нам нужна.
So that item interests you, yes? I can let you have it for very reasonable price indeed.
Oh, you're a good boy, aren't you, Alfie? bandit slayer of mine. Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Don't work too hard now, dearest. You've been hammering away for hours.
Mara, my sweet, I do wish you'd stop interrupting me.
Блин, кому бы чародейство? Выучить чародейство такая классная магия. Надо подумать об этом. Думал, она сагрится на нас за то, что мы книжку хотели украсть. Да вроде все норм.
My. I see you. I'm swell. I'm settled here in Silverglen. I have a roof over my head instead of menacing forest canopy. Oh, he's doing peachy. As am I. We do still feel great.
Welcome, your knightship. Oh, be welcome indeed. As you can see, we have set up shop here in Silverglen. And as a matter of course, you'll get my wares at prices that no one else has a right to claim from me. I've a song in my heart and a spring in my step. Oh, the smithy's doing grandly, your knightship. Thanks to your valiant rescue of Al. She's alive and kicking, my liege, just like she always was. Oh, certainly she can be a hand. Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit.
The goddess is the word. Through the conduit she speaks, then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. Do you hold it to be true, O seeker, that you are ready to be tested? Blessed be your willing spirit. We commit premise the first. In honor of the goddess, that which was stellar must become sanguine. Correct?
Correct.
Agreed. That is correct.
Premise the second. The blood of the greater should be used in service of the lesser, so that balance may be achieved. Correct?
Incorrect.
Yes, that is incorrect.
Premise the third. Only those who have partaken in the spilling of blood and thereby created the stone.
Immaculate. Correct.
Agreed. That
Most gratifying. Oh yes, most exemplary indeed. You have understood the words of the goddess, and I deem you worthy
Еще одно испытание. Вот вонючка.
of the true trial that shall make you an immaculate. To become an immaculate, you must experience both the goddess's bane and her boon. Leave Silverglen and take the western path. Immaculate guards bar the way, but tell them you have my blessing and they shall let you pass. But take utmost care. The road is beset with horrors, and your mettle will be truly tested. I shall await you in the chamber of blood.
Immaculate I want to be.
blood of the lost will flow.
И свинтил куда-то. Вот жук.
You believe in the gods, baby, because you're the answer to all my prayers.
Oh, you startled me. Hello, stranger. Oh, me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see.
You believe in the gods, baby, because you're the answer to all my prayers. Over here, sweetie. Oh, I'm aching for a moment. Tell me, sweetie, you have someone, or are you always? You believe in the gods, baby, because you're the answer to all my.
И где я делал это завещание чертово? Вот, блин, теперь попробуй его найди.
These goblins are worse than the trolls. Half as dumb.
At least they don't have that distinct underside of a bridge aroma.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a cloud. Oh, dear, dear, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a clouded look about your eyes. But not to fear.
You dare disturb my ruminations? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe.
Ah, Oh. You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
Watch where you're going. These beauties will pierce you to the bone. So, do you fancy a trade then? Ever shot a bullseye in your sleep? Well, no wonder with your skill book as empty as all that.
Как много всего хорошего у этих ребятишек, а? Ну, скорее бы у нас 12 уровень уже был.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes,
a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
Blessed be! Welcome to
God, the fuse is getting shorter.
Nothing but rubbish.
Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop talking, naughty princess! Leave me alone, or boom! You there! Back off! Picky bomb! One more step, and...
No, don't go! Please help me! That thing is keeping me trapped here!
Calm down. We're not coming any closer. Let's just talk about this.
Yes, don't worry, miss. We'll get...
Princess, keep her trap shut, or picky boom! No, folks, shoo, or picky boom! Last warning, or...
Let me go, you little monster! Away with you!
No, picky Twitter! He guards the princess well!
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! You saved my life! It was that cur of a Frederick that did this to me. He locked me in. Dear me, I need to get out of this room. Yes, I'll go downstairs to catch a breath of fresh air, but do come and talk to me again if you want to hear more about what transpired here. My thank...
Как мы его четенько? Спецназ.
Oh, my hero! My heart is still racing. That little monster's face. Bonnie's my name, and I am, or rather I was, a lover for hire. Folks would come to me when they were in need of some company, conversation, and more intimate desires. Yes? Search me. He's a regular of mine, with rather eccentric tastes, I might add. He always wants me to wear a grey wig, for example.
Что здесь прощу какой-то клиент от нее.
Anyway, he recently spent the night again, and I couldn't sleep because of his muttering. He talked something off. In the morning, I told him he had gone on and on about some Meridino character and a supposedly secret treasure lair somewhere in the woods. I was just about to let him know I won't stand for such language when he pulled that monster of a bicky out of his satchel and told the little gnome to guard the princess and to go boom if I tried. Nothing much, I'm afraid, but go ahead. I used to, you know. Merchants came and went. They paid well and gave me gifts. I haven't been immaculate for a long time now, darling. And if I see what passes for immaculate here in town... Oh, my hero!
Nothing much, I'm afraid, but go ahead.
Enjoying your stay in Silverdale, I trust?
Hi there, cutie pie. Want to have a good time? Hi there, honey. Oh, sugar. That's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine.
О, простите, утку нашли. Нормуль.
Better acquainted upstairs. Indeed, I do. And I'm just itching to take you places you've only ever dreamed of.
Нифига, 250 золотых. Что ж он такое делает? Проверим.
Between an adventure. Oh, that's the spirit, sugar. Oh, gold. Oh.
И что, она всех обслужит? Какая-то она неказистая, на 250 золотых вообще не тянет.
Sorry, darling, but I'm waiting for a paying customer, and they didn't pay extra for some... Sorry, darling, but I'm...
Не понял. А это, наверное, другой.
There you are, darling. Shall we get started then? Oh, let's do it. But first, I need to know about your preferences, darling. You're in charge tonight, after all. So tell me, which sort best floats your boat? A savage in need of a gentle hand, are you? Well, I've just the soft and sumptuous... Once upon a time, the patron goddess of feasting took a fancy to the humble spirit of insatiability. Of their union, a nymph, Clydella, was born. The child of parents so expert...
Она нам что, сказки будут рассказывать здесь? Истории разные. Пипец, я думал, что-то другое будет за 250 золотых.
Queens and sultans trembled before her crow's egg rumble. Dukes shed salty, toxic tears upon her sugared lion's wing. Clydella's cooking was beloved, yes, but to none so much as Clydella. Feasts she'd make and feasts she'd eat, licking up 3 wedding hams in the time it took to count them. More she craved, and more, till her clients had little more than crumbs to offer their guests. They'd wail and moan, but Clydella never quite heard them over the sound of her soup slurping. They stormed her kitchen, spittle flying, demanding dove roast, parsnip pudding and pureed warg. But Clydella merely gazed upon them, blithely chewing jerky, and shrugged. Clydella's fame declined as the royals made deals with devils to find feasts as tasty as hers. But she never noticed one way or another. A nymph in her kitchen, frying and feasting was all she'd ever needed to be. Well, that's the end, darling. I hope it was everything you dreamt of and more. I know I had myself a bang-up time.
Пипец, как интересно, про какую-то повариху-обжору рассказала нам. Твою дивизию. Я недоволен такой проституцией. Это не годится.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? Because you're the answer to all. Aren't your feet tired? Because you've been running through me? I'm Ramon. I may not be a genie, but rub me right and I'll make no questions, please. Ramon does not ponder.
О,
He
еще
does
один
not
проститут.
wonder. He only even true love has a price, angel face. Luckily for you, that price is but two, and so it is. But let's make sure there's a fireman standing by.
Но если и этот подлец будет нам сказки рассказывать, то я вообще разочаруюсь в проституции.
There you are, Cuddles. Oh, where have... Well, it seems I've got you right where I want you, darling. If you're ready to begin, I'll start by stripping you down. I want to see you ready and eager. Well, the question is, are you ready, Source Hunter? Are you prepared to fix? She delivered us from rot and from all that is unholy in this cruel world. She of the Source, and you, destroyer of Source, defiler of all that is holy, face your... Still lost one. I fear this might hurt quite a bit. I wouldn't complicate things by thrashing about.
Нет, проституция в этом городе меня действительно совсем не устраивает. И как я теперь голый его победю? Ну, придурок, никуда не уходи, сейчас мы до тебя доберемся. Не, ну вы видали, что она выделывает, а? Конфу.
To lift that. A trifle, my dear.
Is its own deliverance!
What's that gleam?
I guess someone else got here first.
Да уж, пошпилились. Иди твой налево. Ладно, пошли дальше смотреть, что тут да как.
Another one for the collection.
goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come, give me your best offer.
Over here, sweetie. Oh, I'm aching for a moment
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Quite a fine skeleton.
Over here, sweet cheeks. Oh, I'm aching to share a moment together.
From the mines.
No news, sir. Goblins will slice us to ribbons if we approach the bridge.
Unacceptable. I want those goblins out of my mind by yesterday. Send another man. As many as it takes.
We haven't enough men among us to take on even a few of them, sir.
Are you deaf? I said I want those goblins out. Make it happen, even if you have to spear Drexis yourself. A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mine. Oh, I am no one special. My only cause for complaint, Your Grace, are these awful goblins. You must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the tenebrium from our mine, you see. The leader of the troop. When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem-brained fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since, and they'll slice whoever dares approach them. These goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, Your Grace, and if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp. Preposterous! What does that foreigner know about the affairs of Silver? Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your... Those brutes! I invited them here to save our valued They haven't allowed a single human miner past them in months, and mean useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt, but 10 times as difficult to extract, and infinitely, yes, a dreadful business that. I've been fortunate enough. You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But, my liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess, made when by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the... Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick. Or I would have thrown her... Ah, yes, Ben. Of course, one of our many, enough to know the whole institution has been a blight on productivity. With the...
Ну, черт его знает. Говорит, что неплохой человек, что не сдал всего этого. Про болезни, что он заботится о семьях. непорочных ненавидит. Попросил с гоблинами разобраться. Ладно, один квест нам не против выполнить, да? Больше опыта. Посмотрим.
I don't mean to make trouble where there ain't any, comrade, but in my years of hunting source, I learned that anyone so eager to climb into your... I'm not saying this Lawrence character is involved in sorcery, but it wouldn't exactly surprise me a lick to find out he knows more than he's letting on. My heart to picture him squirming about plain as day with 3 seasoned source hunters on his tail.
Over here, sweetie. Oh, share a moment together.
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours. I'm finished with this one pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks.
Let's hear the details.
I must say, I'm...
Oh, I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to... The devil's in the details, though, and I haven't managed to find a way to access the King's cave, much less... But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, hmm? You find the tenebrium and bring it to me, and I wouldn't wish the wrath on me worst enemy, though. So let me give you a little something to contain the tenebrium bars. It's lined, apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, the nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his... I'm no man to refuse a sort. That circus rolled into town shortly after the tenebrium was discovered. A strange sort of substance. Discovered here around 2 years... What? Oh, you're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Lawrence actually invited those bug-eyed creeps here himself. I remember him well. Decent man, strong.
Тринебри просит достать ему. Говорит, дороже золота он. Будем действовать.
Must you look every gift horse in the mouth? Tenebrium may well prove to be of incalculable value to us. And us, unfortunately, still includes
I
you.
just know I could say...
I think that you carry 2 souls inside of you. One that belongs to the mortal human. You remember that segment of the tapestry your efforts helped to mend, don't you? The 2 great generals? How they led the battle against the Void's first attack on... It would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Your connection to the Void, your presence here at the end of time. As luck would have it, a new portal awaits.
Втирает нам дичь какую-то про душу. Новый портал там открылся. Я вообще за записками пришел посмотреть легионера завещания. Ну, конечно, вот оно, это завещание. Блин.
I wonder who awaits you in the next chamber. I wonder...
What have we here? A study, a library.
Guardians, dear guardians, when I see your faces, but oh, how my heart aches when I think of the duty you adopted. In a raptured world, wherein when I despair, I think of your sacrifice. In my...
Good thing to be cherished. Oh, hum. Oh, hum.
Hail, holy light, offspring of about me. The Guardian's first disobedience, and the fruit of that forbidden box, whose I come no spy with purpose to explore or to disturb the secrets of your realm. But secrets of my own I bring. Which way I fly is here. Myself am here, but in the lowest deep, a lower deep still threat. Whence thou returnest, and whither wentest I know. To ask or search, I blame thee not. For Rivellon is as the book of the gods before thee set, wherein to read his wondrous works and learn his seasons, hours or days or months or years.
Не, вы видели цены на эти секретики? Да она что, совсем сдурдела.
don't you stay a while, darling? I just know I could take you on a wild ride if you let me. Over here, sweetie.
Can't startle me again. He's Will, but that means he's. Oh, no. Oh, not my.
Darling, I just know I could take you on a wild ride if you let me.
Одни задания выполняем, 10 прибавляются. Ладно, все, ребятки, до этого давайте завершим знакомство. Вроде весь город обыскали, пойдем дальше путешествовать, и уже будут больше драк в следующей серии. Все, всем счастливо, всем пока.